Hi, this is Jerry for ChallengeLifeBetter.com. Do we listen? Do we really listen to other people? Or are we more interested in getting out what we have in what we have to say than really listening to what they have to say? Now, true conversation, it has to go both ways. You have to listen. It's almost like a debate. If you debate somebody and never listen to what they're saying, you're going to lose the debate, because that's what it's all about. A conversation should be the same way. We should share equally. My pet peeve, one of my pet peeves in life, is to come upon someone in a conversational situation that before I can finish my sentence, the person has something else injected. And I get the feeling that they never even heard anything that I said. So I think in the process of conversations and our interpersonal relationships with other people, it would behoove us to do a better job of hearing exactly what the other person has to say. And that's hard. That's hard for me. It's hard for a lot of people, because in sales, people always know that the most successful people know that the one thing people want to hear most is their own name. They want to be acknowledged. They want somebody to raise them up. And if that's taken too far by the other person, it means that that's all they want to hear. They do not want to hear anything you have to say. And that becomes a problem. I also find that this world we're in now is very difficult for me, because I like people, and I like talking with people, enjoying conversations. But I saw something the other day that had me mystified. 4 young people came into a cafe, and they sat down. There were 2 young men and 2 very, very beautiful young teenage girls with them. And they ordered. When the person came up and took their order, and every one of them had cell phones. And they all looked down at their cell phones the entire time they were there. Even when their hamburgers came, they never looked at each other. They never spoke a word to each other. And as having once been a teenage boy, these guys are idiots. These little ladies were very beautiful. And I was thinking, what's wrong with you people? Can't you talk about what the latest movies are, or who's has the latest music video, or what the most popular things are in our culture? And a friend of mine says they are. And I guess I lost my perspective. They were actually talking to each other across the table with texting. Now, I found that has implications. I went into a restaurant to order something, and a young man behind the counter, first thing he said was, "What do you want?" And I thought, not, "Hi, welcome to blah, blah, blah restaurant. What do you want?" So I asked him, "Food." He says, "Yeah, but what do you want? What kind of food?" And I could hear the manager of the restaurant right around the corner. I could hear him beginning to snicker a little bit. He'd already talked to this young man about that's not the way you do it. So I gave the young man my order. Now, at this particular restaurant, you can pretty well have whatever you want the way you want it. You just tell them how you want it. So I told the young man what I wanted on my hamburger, and he looked down at the screen and he's trying to figure it out. He looked back up and he said, "Now, what do you want?" So I told him again. And he looked down at the screen, cash register, trying to figure out how to input it. And he looked back up to me, confused, and I smiled and I said, a bit irreverently, "Would you like me to text that to you?" And he literally had a smile on his face. About that time, here came the manager and says, John, why don't you go back and help in the kitchen right now? Jared, what can I get for you? I noticed a couple of days later, well, John wasn't working there. But we've lost something. We've lost something in our society because if we're all looking at these machines, these cell phones. I have it as well, but we're looking at that and we have no interpersonal relationship. We can't look somebody in the eye and find out what it is that they feel, what it is they believe, and absorb a little bit of their humanity. We have lost something in our civilization. My takeaway to this is listen more carefully. It's more important now than it's ever been in history because we are in a crisis. We don't know how to listen verbally. We've put everything down into electronics and we're losing interpersonal relationships. So work at it. I'll leave you with one other thing. I've suggested to several young people, when I compliment them, they will say, no problem. And I will say, excuse me. You want to stand out as, I noticed you're assistant manager. You want to stand out above everybody else that's an assistant manager? Okay, what do you mean? I said, never use the term, no problem. I said, when somebody gives you a compliment, say thank you. And you know, about a week later, I went into the same restaurant, and this young person did something very nice. And I looked up at him and said, that was really great. I appreciate it. And he said, nope, thank you. So it helped. And you have a really great day because I really think that we can challenge life better with our interpersonal relationships. Listen carefully. Until next time, be well.